Well, I've had a question from somebody on Twitter saying, Rev, congratulations, thanks for everything you do, but why are you still driving lorries? Simple, I need to. Lorry driving pays, YouTube doesn't. Now, a lot of you may be surprised thinking that somebody with 100,000 subs earns a lot of money. You don't. And let me explain why. Because there are people with 50,000 subs that can earn quite a lot of money. So I need to explain to you why YouTube will pay certain people more and not others. And the simple fact is your content you're putting out. If you're putting out content about sports, excellent, mountaineering, craft, art, going out, some history, that kind of stuff, cookery, great. It's called bread and circus. If you're giving them bread and circus, all right, YouTube will reward you for that. If your content is non-political and non-threatening and non-biased and non-racist and non all the rest of it, right, you've ticked all their happy boxes, then you should be all right. You can monetize, because when you're going to monetize, you've got to tick boxes basically. So say for instance, before I put a video out, I have to I have to say that this video hasn't got any swearing in it, because if it is, I have to say how much. Is it a little bit? Is it a lot, etc. That puts you down the list. Not always, by the way. Okay, does it show any scenes of violence? Well, if it does, you might not even be able to get it shown, and it will knock you down the algorithm. But you have to go through all these different things and tick it, and then you'll have limited ad revenue. Okay, I would very rarely ever get, because it gives you a dollar sign, right? If you get a green one, that's anybody can put their adverts with you. If you get a yellow one, that's limited ad revenue, and there are other ones with a cross straight through it, which I get a lot of them, which means you can't monetize this because we don't want to put it next to our advertisers because it might offend them. Now, before the woke culture came in full force, before the left started aggressively going after anybody who put their ads alongside somebody that they didn't agree in, it was called the adpocalypse, we called it back in the day, and it was about 8 years ago. Before that, you weren't bank. End of. You could have had 20,000 subscribers and literally gave up working and gone into YouTube full time. And not just that, before all these aggressive algorithms and things like this, you could gain subs really quickly as long as you were putting out something that people wanted. This is the point. You can't just put the camera on, right? Just say something, anything, right? And expect to get a lot of followers. You have to engage with them in whatever you do. So if you're thinking of starting up a YouTube channel and you're thinking of doing it to make money, you might want to think again, all right? And also, while you're trying to build up your skills, which you will do along the way, you've got to learn other ways to support yourself. Now, I've been doing this 8 and a bit years, okay? And just to give you a breakdown, the kit that I've got is about 10 grand's worth of kit, right? One computer, that's starting to get worn out, so I had to get another computer. You got the road gear, you got cameras and stuff like this. It all adds up, right? Over the entire time that I've been doing YouTube, YouTube's paid me about 8 and a bit. That's it. Now, this month alone, I've got 2.6 million views. That's my best ever, right? Amazing, and I'm chuffed. So you think you'd get a lot of money out of that? And let me tell you, £326. So that's why I'm still working. Because I don't go, oh, sponsor me, all right? Donate to me, join my whatever, because I've got all those things like the coffee and all the rest of it, but I don't push it because I was about what I was saying, the message and that sort of thing. Now, at some point, I'm not going to have enough time to do the driving job. I mean, take for instance today, right? I've got to go from just over my shoulder here in Avonmouth and drive to the other side, which is near Severn Beach, and to go on, well, go off-road onto this land, which every time all of us drivers go on there, we're all sinking because they're trying to build up swampland basically, and then we're all getting pushed out, and it's bad on the track, right? And it's a stress because you don't want to break the thing. But I just go around in circles all day long, so I've got to do that all day, and it is mind-numbing. Now, the other side of YouTube that they don't tell you, as you get bigger, you will have people wanting to interact with you. These are fans, subscribers, these are people that are trying to get information to you. This all takes a lot of your time trying to go through it, right? You need these people, by the way, and you want these people. But as a part of it, you have to go through messages. That's a massive part of your day, right? You have to reply to messages, otherwise people will stop messaging you, right? And if you're dyslexic, that takes a bit. If you're not, it would still take a bit, all right? you've got to research your content, because if you start talking at the top of your head, people will pull you apart. You need to know what you're talking about, all right? Now you're going to have to set up a way for people to get in contact with you. So I use Discord. There will be a link in the description, I dare say. I use Discord for people to come in and say and talk to me, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to come on your live streams. But there's also some people out there that you might not want on your live streams, okay? So you really need to vet people to make sure that they're not going to start losing their mind when they're live and come out with something that's going to damage your channel. Because at the end of the day, you get fired off YouTube, depending on what you're doing, that's all of your hard work gone. Not just that, right? And if you're one of these people that do a lot of editing, now if you're one of those channels, you're going to really want to protect your channel because you put a lot of effort into it. Me, as you see, I turn the camera on now and away you go. But it's still 8 years worth of work, and you don't want some joker coming on there doing something because he wants to get your channel pulled down, because there's nasty bastards out there that want to do that, right? So you need to find somewhere to take them into and talk to them first and weigh up, and you've got to use a lot of your instincts here. Is this person the right person for coming on the channel or not? A lot of the time you're going to go, no. So you'll have a chat to them and say thanks, and you know, that's it. But you will get ones that are really, really good. So you need to build something up away from YouTube, like Discord or some other platform, where you can go and talk to people, and also where people can post news stories, which is what they do. So we've got Telegram, they post news stories, right? That's an interesting way of contacting people. Discord, if you're a YouTuber, you're going to want to set up a Discord community, because you'll want the community to come together. You can then have lives on there where you can talk to them, you can network, you do all sorts of things. So that's a bonus. So yeah, and then you've got when you've done a video, you've got the comments, and the comments are, I would say, 50% of your video. I go through them and I learn what people are saying. Has it happened to them? Do they disagree? Have they seen something? Are they trying to bring my attention to something? If so, why are they trying to bring my attention to that? So you've got to go off and look at that. Then you've got your Facebook. Now people are on Facebook or want to message you on there. So this is a completely different set of messages that you've got to go through. Okay, now when you're at 20,000 subscribers, which is a lot, your messages are going mental, and you've become, it's 50% of your day. If you give a shit, that is, right? And that's as a hobby, all right? So in this job, I will have a set of headphones on, right? And I will be hearing people going, this person's trying to get in touch with you, the farmers are doing this thing's going on, have you thought about this for your live stream this weekend? All of that, it's all day long. And my boss is understanding about that. Even though he can be difficult about a lot of other stuff, he understands about this. But I have managed to juggle the two for this long. And I have managed not to ask for any donations for this long. And I'm not going to ask for them now, by the way. Right? But at some point down the future, I will have to, because I won't be able to do the two. And YouTube, whether you like it or not, will be work. Good work, like work, enjoy work, mean what, and the other thing is, I suppose if you've done it for free for 8 years, all right, it's not like you went into it to grift, right? And there are people that, they're quite amazing. Just some of my detractors, they don't actually put any content up, right? I think might have done one live stream or whatever, and they've already got the buy me a coffee, all the other links, and you're like, you call me a grifter? Fucking, it's a joke. And you'll see the live streams where people go, how can we donate to you? I said, don't keep your money, you need it as much as I do. So, you know, I'm working. So that's where we are. But at some point, I want to get, eventually, somebody else working with me behind the scenes, just to get through all of the messages, help me with the editing, help me with the spellings. I know it sounds silly, but my spellings are atrocious. I've learned how to do the spell check now. You might think that's simple. I'm a lorry driver. I'm not into tech, and I've had to. But this is basically for people who think they're going to get into YouTube and become rich quickly. You're not, all right? unless you're incredibly lucky, or unless you're one of the shiny people that gets pushed by the system. All right, it isn't that. You have to put years and years of consistent hard work in. All right, you have to have a lot of knockbacks, you have to have sorrow, you have to make and lose friends, because a lot of people are going to come in and try and grab hold of you and be your friend because they think you're going somewhere and they want something from you. It's just human nature, love. It's just the way it is, right? And that is fairly depressing, all right? But there will be the loyal ones that will hang around you and stay around you, all right? And they don't want anything from you. And it's sound. So it does bring a lot of good things to you. And you do get to see a lot of good stuff. And I can say now, hand on heart, I've probably saved between 12 and 15 lives. Definitely 12, possibly 15 lives. Just by doing this. Now, you can ask them how, not me. But that's the way it is. So, that, in and on its own, was worth just one life. Would have been enough. You know, everything that I'd done, I saved that one life, that would have been good enough. But all of them is something that I'm really I could carry on saying really for a long time, really happy about. I, since I've been doing this, have made a lot of people realise that the problem isn't with them, and they're not on their own. And I've changed people's way of thinking, and they were in despair, and now a lot of them aren't in despair. They've realised that they have to put on their big boy socks or big girl socks, and they have to man up a bit, but also, because I obviously am bipolar, and I've explained this while we're going through this, and I've got other channels like the Man Up channel, and I've got the other channels. During the course of this, what I've actually done is achieve to make people elevate themselves and realise that nobody's going to come help you. You've got to do it yourself. The system is not in your favour, and it is out to get you in many cases, right? And the things are going to get worse. But when you explain to people how bad things are out there and why they are the way they are and why you're feeling so bad, and then people get over that and get better and start sorting themselves out, that's a fucking achievement. So these are the achievements that I've got, and I'm pleased and I'm proud and I'm happy, and the constant what I get back from people is mind-blowing. So for all the hard work and the stress and sometimes the upset and stuff like that you get from doing YouTube, the reward is the people coming back to you and telling you what you've done for them, what you've achieved. And you can't put money on that. However, as I said, all YouTubers, when they get past a certain size, right, the workload to keep up with the channel and keep going forward, right, because as I've explained in the beginning of this, it's not just, hi, I'm Rev, blah, 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 quick video and that's done. There's so much behind the scenes. And then as you go forward, you will want to put some documentaries together, which will take editing and time. That I can't do. Not at the moment, I haven't got time for it. But in the future, you're going to want to do this. So eventually, I am going to have to ask people to subscribe to a monthly thing, right? That's not saying I'm going to put work behind a paywall, by the way. No. It's one of those that if you can give it, give it. And if you can't afford to give it, don't give it. And you'll still be able to watch either way. And the people that are subscribing, yeah, you might do something different for them. You might put a couple of videos out to say thank you and stuff like that. And you might eventually have, I don't know, a subscribers Discord where you'll talk to them. But the whole purpose is these people have money that want to support you. They're not actually expecting anything more in return. They're just helping you work out. And that would have to be the entire premise. So you will still get to see it. But these people who have more money that actually want to help you work can. You know, that's the way it is. But I'm looking forward and I'm wondering, because of all of these laws that are going to come about, there seem to be a lot of YouTubers that are leaving YouTube. I've no idea where they're going, by the way. But you're always thinking of the future, you're thinking, what is the future? Is it YouTube? How far can we go with YouTube? Are we going to have the rug pulled out of us with YouTube? And I've been saying this for 7 years, right? And we're still here, so who knows? But there you go. So, just a quick recap. If you think you're coming to YouTube and get famous and rich real quick, good luck. It doesn't happen. Unless you've got some really shit hot content and you're not talking about anything that's really touchy, alright? So if you're offering bread and circus and a bit of excitement by something that's escapism, you might do well, but other than that, forget it. And you've got to stay consistent, and you've got to put in a lot of hard work. Now, a lot of people don't have that, so if you don't, it ain't gonna happen. And as I say, I've been doing it 8 years and I've had fuck all out of it, all right? So just so you know. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.